All right, welcome to the Sharp Mind Show, episode 92. I'm Nate, the Fit Future MD, your host. Be sure to check out Insercell.com and pick you up a cool, inspirational t shirt today. All right, starting off hot. East Carolina University defeats Pitt. Chaston Ditta, backup quarterback, throws two touchdowns to Anthony Smith to defeat Pitt. All right, so what does this say, right? Does this say East Carolina is, this is 2 years in a row that ECU has gone to a bowl game and defeated an ACC opponent? Is it showing that the ACC is too weak? Is it showing that, you know, the American is going up, moving up? What's it showing here? And so to me, um, what's it showing is that ECU is actually just getting better, improving, right? You got a good coaching staff. Um, that kind of thing. Uh, but I do think it was very, very impressive that Chaston Ditta, backup quarterback, came in and did good enough to defeat a pretty decent Pitt team. Like Pitt is not like some scrub. Like they are a good ACC team, and they probably would have won the division if it wasn't for a few plays here or there. Um, so keep that in mind. There we go. There's the box score. All right, so pulling up the box score for ECU. Let's say in Mason Henschel for Pitt, threw 40 times. And like I say, their team ran 120 yards against ECU. And ECU's basically been don't break strategy definitely worked here. But let me know what you guys think about ECU. ECU's 9-4. They were, a win away from winning the division in the American. They lost to North Texas, obviously, to seal the deal on that. But North Texas obviously had the best quarterback in college football, and he's transferring out, and so is our good quarterback transferring out. But Chaston Ditta came in, and he only had to throw 17 times, so we basically ran the ball to win the game in this one. So, but he did throw for two touchdowns, and when he did throw it, he threw it, 8 times. So that's crazy. Think about though. We only throw 17 times in a game. That's definitely opposite of what. But Pitt definitely had the time of possession in this game. But let me know what you guys think about East Carolina University. And basically winning the second year in a row over an ACC team. This episode is brought to you by London. Not London. This episode is brought to you by Dylan and Davina, The Adventure Begins, which is my wife's children's book. So if you haven't checked out Dylan and Davina, The Adventure Begins, if you have nieces, nephews, or children of your own, be sure to check that out on Amazon.com. Written by Amazon bestselling author Meredith Dillon Johnson. All right. So moving on to the NFL. Okay. And I'm definitely not liking how ESPN is doing the scores now. I'm having to search for the game that I want to having to search here for the game that I want. Let's see. Like they don't know what the game I want is. All right. So the Panthers lose to the Seahawks, setting up win and in scenario, right? So we go in at halftime, it's 3-3. And you're like, okay, we're sitting good here. 3-3. We get the three at the end, so and then all of a sudden the Seahawks score 14 on two turnovers. Uh, you know, and Bryce Young throws for 54 yards. Like you can't, just nothing. Just absolutely nothing. So the Seahawks proved why they're the number one defense, right? Were under 100 yards, even though Dowdle had 4.9 yards an average. So it's like, and also Rico was due $1 million check if he got 70 yards. He only got 59 there. Let's see what he got in the air. So 4 yards. So he's short of his $1 million. They only gave him 12 carries, you know. But I think that's just because Seattle basically rushed all over us. So even Kenneth Walker had 51 yards, the backup, and so they ran the ball 36 times on us, and got 163 yards. So basically, that was the difference in the game, was the turnovers. And let's see, who fumbled? Chuba lost the fumble. And okay. So we got a fumble and an interception, and that basically is what sealed the game for them. But we were still kind of in it. It was like 20-10, and then they got, they ran the ball all the way down the field, it seemed like. But we took, and basically, it says it on Bryce Young only got sacked twice, but he got sacked in like the worst moment ever. But that's enough about that game, really. So Tampa Bay loses as well, and so Carolina's 8-8, and Tampa Bay is, I think, 7-8 going into the last game. So basically, Carolina's got to beat Tampa Bay to get in. So what's the likelihood that we beat Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay? Like I say, and Godwin is back. Evans is playing. So to me, it's not really making any sense that literally yesterday, Tampa, when they were trying to come back, they literally scored in like 42 seconds from 91 yards or something, some crazy number. They were 91 yards away and scored. So they basically can be very explosive with Godwin back and, with Evans. But I think the Carolina Panthers can win this out. Obviously, I'll be watching because I'm a Carolina Panther fan. But let me know what you think. Can the Carolina Panthers go 9-8, beat Tampa Bay again, and make the playoffs? All right, let's check out some stuff. All right, let's check out and see what the 10 most dangerous jobs in America are. All right. All right. Number 1 is garbage collector. Okay. So I think that makes sense. You're basically driving up and down the road with people going around you and stuff. I think that's definitely a dangerous job. Obviously, people could hit you. They say you got traffic and high-powered hydraulics. Obviously, that makes the likelihood of injury as a garbage collector very high, right? So number 2 is log worker. I think that's kind of, yeah. So log worker, basically you cut down trees, and obviously when you're cutting down trees, the tree could go away you don't want it to go, and obviously so second is obviously log worker there. Number 3 is roofer. Obviously roofers don't make a bunch of money. The ones that actually do the work, the ones that might own the roofing company might make some money, but you're basically at heights and heights can be very dangerous. Obviously, truck driver, anything you're doing on the road is dangerous. People are crazy, that kind of stuff. So, and then last, number 5, is firefighter. Obviously, you're doing stuff, operating with the road, driving around. But then you also have the idea that you could actually be going into a fire. But it is a noble and heroic profession. All right. So, which one of these top 5 would you be willing to do? Obviously, firefighters up there. What I do is not up there, which is wastewater operator, or I'm a lab technician slash wastewater operator. So, um, keep that in mind. Which one of these 5 would you consider doing, and which one do you think is actually more dangerous? Right. All right. Let's see. Let's check out some life coaching today. And so, all right. So in life coaching today, it says a 34-year-old stays financially, emotionally stuck to avoid disappointing family. Is loyalty costing you your adulthood? So this basically goes back to like feeling like you have a bigger purpose, or um, stuff like that, versus should you be loyal to the family, right? And so you have to figure out what your family is, right? So truthfully, like if maybe you are part of the Johnson and Johnson family, and you're getting paid every month to be a certain way. You have to say, well, is it worth to be paid every month to be the certain way, or am I going to give that up and go be on my own, right, to do what I want, right? Or, I mean, most people's families don't have any kind of inheritance to give in the first place, right? So, and most of the time, you know, it's a shell of what you think it really is anyway, right? So, I would say, to be loyal but be honest, right? That's what I would say. Like, but I would have an absolute plan down to the detail about what I'm going to do, right? So if I don't want to be, in this area, uh, doing this job or whatever, I'm going to be someone that has a complete detailed plan about what I'm going to. So, hey, I'm going to move to this city. I'm going to do this job. Matter of fact, I would already have the job if I was going to be doing that. Stuff like that. Like I wouldn't just be going like, oh, I'm going to go be a painter in Asheville and paint landscapes and pray. Like, no, that's not what we're going to be doing here. I'm not going to lose the loyalty of my family to go paint, to go do something stupid, basically. And I think that's where people kind of get trapped, is that uh, they're really just doing something stupid because they're bored. But if you're not doing something stupid and because you're bored and you just actually want to better your life, then that's something different. So um, that's what I would say. I would say have everything planned out and ready to go, and then execute on your plan. And don't be somebody that's just going out because they're bored to do something stupid when obviously, you know, if you're getting paid 100K a year to chill, like, why don't you just chill a little bit? So, but if for some reason, if you're coming from a family that doesn't have anything to give, why are you staying loyal to them and emotionally stuck or financially stuck? Like if I'm sitting in the hills of Kentucky with no hope, I don't know if I'm going to be staying in the hills of Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to be going somewhere and trying to make something of my life over staying there and being loyal to family, right? So keep that in mind. Let me know what you guys would do if you're. Would you be loyal to your family, or would you try to make something of yourself? Right. So keep that in mind. And so I did the 10 most dangerous jobs already. Let's see, I get this thing to move. All right. Let's see if we can find a nice quote of the day. All right. And so the quote of the day. All right. So the quote of the day says, healing makes you boring to people who only bonded with your chaos. Right. So I think I definitely figured this out when I stopped drinking. Right. So I basically realized that the people were having the same conversations every night, not remembering that they had the same conversation. They were worried about the same troubles. You give them the answer, and then they don't do it. They just love to complain, like they were just chilling and complain. They weren't doing nothing about it. But you kind of realize that. So to move on and better yourself, you leave those people behind, right? And so if that means you wake up, you go to the gym, you come home, you eat right, you stay at home, you love your family. We go on family trips together. We hang out with each other instead of going to the bars or, um, you know, stuff that really doesn't matter. Uh, there's nothing wrong with going to see a live band or something sometimes, um, but basically, if they loved your chaos and you actually heal what's making you, chaotic, then they're going to be bored with you, and that's fine. They can be bored all day because they can go live in their chaos, and we'll be rich, and we'll be happy, and you know they can just still be in their chaos, right? And so that's basically what I've done, for a while now, right? There's people that they're still living in chaos. They're still living in craziness, right? Um, and I'm definitely not about that life anymore, right? I want to be uh, here, living on the coast, uh, in a house, right? And I want to raise my family and uh, go fishing and walk the beach and just live in a life of peace instead of a life of chaos, right? So keep that in mind. Like, this is one thing that a lot of people are going to struggle with, just like the last one, getting rid of the family, right? So if you're struggling, getting rid of people that are chaotic, you know, when you heal, you're going to be boring and they'll just go away on their own, right? Like, oh, no, I'm not going out tonight, or then all of a sudden you're worth 100 million, and they're still struggling every week, right? So put your head down, learn what you need to know, mindset, skill set, habits, right? So that's what I preach: mindset, skill set, habits. So we're going to use our affirmations, change our mindset. We're going to work 10 minutes a day on our skill set, and we're going to use our habits to make ourselves better, right? So I'm Nate, and I'm the Fifth Future MD, and I'm a life coach. If you need help setting up your mindset, skill set, habits, healing yourself so that you're boring to chaotic people, then hit me up for life coaching. Um, Obviously, if you're at a certain level and trying to level up, I can help you there too. But obviously, uh, my approach is a decent one, and if you're interested in it, hit me up for life coaching. Make sure you shop at InstaCell.com. Pick you up a cool inspirational T-shirt today. Buy my wife's book, Dylan and Davina: The Adventure Begins, or you can buy the original bestseller, London and the Googly Goo, all available on Amazon, written by best-selling Amazon author Meredith Dillon Johnson. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with somebody who needs it, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.